All right. Let's get rolling. Okay, so this is being recorded. I just want everybody to know that we are going to share the recording after the fact. We're also going to share some slides with you. So that is going to be available afterwards. I want to thank everybody for hopping on today. And I want to introduce you to a friend of mine, John Tsai. John is one of these guys that just blows you away when you see him live. I saw him for the first time in Dallas about, I don't know, had to be 4 years ago, and just blew me away with his energy and how excited he was about the business that he's building. John became right after I saw him, he became the first president of EXP Canada, and he runs the Align Group, which is one of the biggest real estate teams in the Lower Mainland in BC. So just imagine what it takes to be one of those in that market, and that's what John does. Plus, he's built a massive organization inside EXP. So we're super, super thrilled to have him today. And he's going to share a lot of secrets and his tips and tricks on how he has built his business and how he's helped a whole bunch of agents scale theirs and just become bigger and better and reach their goals. And there's nobody better to talk about it than John. So without further ado, John Tsai, everybody.
All right. Hey, Ken, thanks for having me. It's an absolute honor to be here. And today I'm going to share about my journey and some tips, tricks from where I was as a solo agent all the way to building an organization, still doing resale with my team, and, you know, having the life that it was the life of my dreams about 7 years ago, and has absolutely come true. So hopefully through my sharing, guys, you can take away to build what you want to build. Does that sound good, guys?
Everybody? John, I've got a quick idea. John, I think everybody could hear you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you off speaker on my phone, but just leave my phone open, and then we'll just talk. How's that? If you put your mic, take your mic off mute. Let's try that. Can everybody hear you? Okay. Just try your mic.
Hello, hello.
Great. And now can you hear me okay, John?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Let's do that. And then I'll relay any questions. So sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you there. Just want to make it a little bit cleaner. So let's dive right in.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to share my screen here. Ken, can you see the screen?
You bet. I sure can.
Okay, perfect. So, and you see the full, oh, wait a minute. And now do you see the full screen?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So guys, this is my journey from solo agent to global leader. Today, we're going to be talking about how to convert more appointments and build more freedom. It should be saying crush 2026. It's already mid 2026. Can you believe it? My goodness.
Crazy.
All right,
eh?
so this is basically, if you've seen this video, it's basically just me dancing around, you know, creating content, you know, 19 years in real estate, realizing this is what I got to do. And guys, you do what you got to do, and you got to do it, and you work it until it works, and it takes what it takes. So what I'm saying, or what I was saying was, guys, like, just have fun. You know what I mean? Like, I think what I do and what I'm willing to do is, it's just, it takes what it takes. And this morning, Ken called me and he said, you know, if I had your charisma, if I had your energy, I would have a bigger organization. And I had to disagree with Ken because it's a nauseating amount of making a fool out of myself, cold calling agents, cold calling, you know, past client center of influence, cold calling all the time. I'm still in my lead generation phase. So I still talk to 5 agents per day right now just to keep the engine running. So I do believe, yes, it helps, but let me inspire you that it's not just that. It's the fact that you need to do whatever it takes. And with all that being said, you got to have fun. So I can't see everybody since I'm sharing my full screen, but if you want to have fun, put it in the chat box or just yell it out. If you want to have some fun today and have some fun in real estate, make real estate great again, put in the chat box or yell it out.
Yeah, awesome. Let's have some fun today. All right, everybody?
All right, good. All right, guys. So this is, again, solo agent to global leader. This is my journey here. 2006, I did 2 deals in 6 months and earned $2,500. I don't know if anybody would have a worse 6 months than me. But it is what it is. And I just grind through it, right? And 2007, I got lucky with the people that I knew that knew that I was in real estate. All my friends were around 26, 27. They were doing their first transaction, you know, buying some pre-sale. So I did 17 transactions, made $104,000. And I bought a car for $89,000 and literally spent all the rest of the money buying my girlfriend gifts. Right. And then in 2008, when the market crashed, guess what? No deals for 6 months. And then the bills started piling up. I was about $60,000 in debt. And there I was thinking, you know what? Let me just in the middle of this whole mess, this financial recession, let me go get engaged. I want to get married. Right. So I went out and got another loan for $20,000 to buy a ring for my girlfriend. Thank God she's still with me today. So guys, it's a grind. And in the last 4 years, it's been a grind. Right. And we're all grinding through it together. You're never alone. Right. So in 2008, that's what happened. And so for the next 10 years straight, guys, literally from 2008 to 2018, it was 7 days a week, 12, 14-hour days for 10 years straight, beyond, you know, obviously going on vacations and whatnot, but I was burned out. So in 2016, I hit the top of the top. I think humanly possible is selling more than 150 homes per year as a solo agent. Right? That was absolutely nutty. Again, 7 days a week, 12, 14-hour days. I spoke to 50 people per day. Either it be expired listings for sale by owners, past clients, center of influence, just listed, just sold, online leads, sign calls, whatever have you. I did everything. 50 contacts a day for 5 years straight. 2017, I sold 139 homes with a team of 3. 2018 with 99 homes with a team of 4. You must be thinking, well, if your team is bigger, why do you sell less homes? I was physically, mentally, emotionally burned out. If you can relate with this, you could just yell it out, yes or yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. It's easy to burn out, guys. And I did that for 10 years straight, lost all my hair. I got a hair transplant in 2020. Right? So this is what saved my life, guys. If you're here at EXP Realty already, I met Brent Gove. I saw one of his videos, and I before I joined EXP Realty, I went down to Sacramento to see him. I said, wow, who is this guy with a ball of energy? And he was already making $100,000 in revenue share per month. I'm like, okay, well, that could set me free. So I decided to join, and then I met the founder and CEO back then, Glenn Sanford, the picture on the right. You know, I came with 4 agents. I ended 2019 with 7 agents. And Glenn told me that we're going to change your life. We're going to change your business. You know, just stick with us. Right. And he fulfilled his promise. You know, I went from 4 agents to 7 agents. In 2019, I sold 110 homes with this crew right here. And then in 2020, guess what, guys? What happens in 2020 is that you start from 0 January 1st. And in fact, every single year you start from 0. But here's the thing. In 2020, January 1st, I started the year with 165 agents in my organization because I was so enthused and excited about this opportunity. I told everybody I knew about it. And sure enough, you know, luckily, you know, I was blessed with people wanting to work with me, utilizing the EXP platform. And when 2020 hit in March, guess what happened? Right? COVID. And when COVID hit, I literally did 2 deals. It was like February 2020, I did 15 deals. I was like, okay, this is a good start, right? And March, I did 2 deals. I was like, okay, my career is over. But here's the thing. What saved me was that month, I looked at my revenue share account on the 22nd of March. I was like, wow, $15,000 in my account. You know, all the hard work being paid off. Money doesn't buy you happiness, but money can buy you some peace. If you agree with that, put in the chat box or simply yell it out to me. Yes or yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Ken.
I've seen you talk enough. I know when to jump in.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. So in 2019, I switched brokerages. And in 2023, because I was able to utilize the platform so well, built a great team, built residual income enough that it created financial freedom for myself and my life and my family, that, you know, Glenn was, you know, kind enough to give me the opportunity to go out there and inspire all of Canada, and not just, you know, my own team and my own local agents, right? So I did that for 1 year, through 3 to 5 times a month, missed my family. And, you know, it was 7. And when I'm in town, I'm doing 7 o'clock in the morning until 12 o'clock back to back to back to back calls, Google Meets, Zooms, just to help out at corporate. And in the afternoon, I get to do my own business. And if I'm not doing that, I'm in a different city speaking and promoting EXP. So in 2024, I was 6-time icon agent. I just hit my 8-time icon agent, meaning, guys, getting your $16,000 back 8 times. That's $128,000 I got back from EXP Realty, not even including the revenue share that I've already earned. So in 2024, we have a team of 60 agents, $280 million in sales volume, and 312 transactions that year. Ended up with 1345 in the global organization, guys. And today we're sitting at around 1450. Okay, so that's where we were, and keep growing with that, right? And what happened was, while I was flying 3 to 5 times a month, Zoe, this is my oldest, she came home with a family portrait, and she drew herself, she drew her mom, she drew her baby sister, she even drew the family dog, and guess who's not there, right? Absolutely hurtful. I was missing in the picture. So I was like, okay, why am I doing this if I am missing time with my family? Because would you guys agree that everything that you do right now is for your family?
100%.
In some form, right? And I was missing the point. So although I was having fun doing the president thing, I was like totally missing at home. Even though I was home, I wasn't really present because I was always on my phone. So I didn't appear in the picture. So why do you guys do what you do, and who do you do it for, guys? Here are the 5 keys to crush 2026. I should have changed that. Sorry about that. Master your mindset. No matter how you look at it, guys, if your mind is in a place where it's in the gutter, it's negative, like you're not going to go anywhere with your business. So you need to master your mindset. And how do I do that? Every single day, execute the savers. I sit in silence every time I wake up, right? 4:30 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, doesn't matter. I sit for about 10 minutes. I just meditate or I breathe, sit in silence. Don't look at your phone, right? Next is affirmations. I'm the best. I'm a goal achiever. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. My mindset is strong all day long. I say that to myself every single day, 10 times a day. Next is visualize exactly what you want to achieve today, this week, this month, this year, in the next 5 to 10 years. What do you want? And see it in your mind's eye, guys. See it in your mind's eye and feel the feelings of having what you want already. It's not the pictures that you see in your mind that draws it closer. It's the feeling when you look at those pictures in your mind that draws you closer to the goals that you want to achieve for yourself, guys. I hope that makes sense. And once you come out of that visualization, go and exercise, get some endorphins going, come back, read 10 pages of a real book, not just audibles, 10 pages of a real book to get positive thoughts into your mind. And then scribing, put everything on paper, what you're thinking about today, what you want to achieve today. I journal gratitudes. I journal some of the stuff that's been happening that's good or bad. Get it all out on paper so you clear your mind. A lot of times I say this, reading puts positive stuff in your mind, and scribing and journaling gets the negative stuff onto paper so it's out of your head, so you become more positive. So do the savers every single day. I've been doing this ever since I read the book Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. So you guys should read that book as well. So there's 2 of them. One of them, Miracle Morning. The other one is Miracle Morning for Real Estate Agents. Check them both out, guys. All right. This is big. Detachment from any sort of outcome, guys. Visualize your outcome, feel the feelings of having it, persist in that feeling of what you want, and take massive action and then let it go. Guys, we begin with nothing as we are born. Would you guys agree with that?
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even have clothes. Your only attachment was to your mom's umbilical cord to your stomach, okay? And then when we die, do you think we take everything with us? Our money, our watches, our Lamborghinis, do you think we take it with us?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. So you start with nothing and you end with nothing. And guess what? Everything else in the middle is a bonus. So when you have it, it's only here for a short little while anyways. So have fun and let go of the outcome. The more you cling, the more you will not have what you want. Or even when you have it, you're fearing that you're going to lose it. So you know what? When things are good, let go. When things are bad, let go. Everything else in between the 0 and 0, all these things that you have right now or don't have are just bonuses. So live the experience. Have a great time in your life. Does that make sense? Yes or no?
Yes.
If this makes sense, guys, I want you to say yes in the chat box or yell it out. Somebody yell it out besides Ken, please.
We got one in the chat bot.
Yes.
Just one?
There we go.
All right.
You guys can unmute yourselves. You're allowed to do that.
Yeah, I can't see you anyways. Yell it out. Yes or yes.
Yeah, we got a bunch of yeses coming into the chat.
Okay, good.
This is amazing.
Yes.
John.
Have fun, guys. Okay, number two.
And by the way, I'm going to stop you really quickly, John. Just
Sure.
quickly, everybody, if you have questions for John too, as we go through here, by all means, put them in the chat. Don't yell them out, okay? But put them in the chat, then we'll stop down and we'll answer as many as we can. And then at the end, if we don't get through them all, we'll answer them all there. So, John, I am going to ask you a question here really quickly.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
What point in your career did you start really adhering to all of these principles? Was it when you were kind of in that burnout phase when you're doing 150 deals a year by yourself? Or is this sort of a step you took at that moment? Or was this an evolution over time?
It was an evolution over time. And when you want to build habits, it was one habit at a time as well, Ken, because, if I worked on waking up at 4:30, literally for like 3 years, right? And the next habit I wanted to build was like, okay, I want to talk to 50 people per day. And that took me a couple years to get up to 50, right?
That's actually really good to hear, because people with fear of the phone think that you just have to dive in and get it done, and then everybody's scared because they think they have to be perfect at it right now. To hear that somebody like you takes 2 years to build that muscle and 2 years to build in that habit, that's really, really good to hear for a lot of people.
Yes, Ken. And I wanted to add this as well. The other day I heard, you're looking at me as who I am today, but you haven't seen me when I was in the grind. Nobody gave a shit about John Tsai when I was in the grind. In fact, people were like, oh, why are you even doing that cold calling thing? Does it even work? Like, why are you even doing that? And, sure enough, I was #1 in the company a few years later, but like, nobody's going to cheer for you when you're in the dark. Nobody's going to cheer for you when you role play. Nobody's going to cheer for you when you're grinding away in your office or wherever you are, just grinding away, knowing, a listing client just canceled your contract. The buyer just bought with somebody else. Nobody sees that. Nobody saw what I went through. I'm just telling you what I went through, but you weren't actually there. Right? So think about that. Think about like the success that I have today, whatever it means. You're just seeing the highlight reel of what it is today. But listen, like it was a freaking grind for 15, 20 years.
For sure. All right.
Does that
Didn't
make
mean to
sense?
sidetrack you there. Back to
Yeah,
you.
no, and I think it's great that you interject because it leads right into how I built my habits, how I built all these things like that I didn't want to do, but I had to do was get massive accountability. At the end of the day, guys, like if you have somebody watching you, if you share your goals with somebody, your chances of hitting your goal increases by 95%. And the only way to create lasting change is by creating accountability for yourself. You are 95% more likely to achieve your goal when you have a regular accountability check-in. So guys, whoever's on this call, whoever's in, Ken's organization, if you want to make Ken your accountability partner, just text them every day. Hey, Ken, here's what I did today. I talked to 10 people and I got 1 lead. I actually have a listing appointment from the prospecting that I did. Ken, I just wanted to let you know, right? A lot of people do that. And, Ken doesn't have to check in with you. You have to check in with Ken. But even if you just did that, you're 95% more likely to achieve your goals. What if I told you that if you invest in one investment, you have a 95% chance that you're going to make money? Would you do it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So why don't you get some accountability so you can hit your goals? You have a 95% chance. Hope that makes sense. That's exactly what I did. And guys, it's simply a numbers game. Don't get emotional and dramatic about your ups and downs in your business. Right? If you had a bad day, deal with it in 5 minutes. Get your mind back into the numbers game because that's all it is. I don't care if it's agent attraction. I don't care if it's sales. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it's a numbers game. At the end of the day, it's a numbers game. Yes, we don't treat people like numbers, but we treat people like people. Do your customer service them well, get them what they want. But at the end of the day, if they say, no, I don't want to work with you, next. You see behind, Ken, behind that?
Yeah.
All those scribbles in the back?
Yeah, I see cold. I see FISBOs. I see a bunch of stuff back there. SOI.
Yeah. So I want want to show you actually the real book behind this whole thing. Oh, this is not the right book. Okay. Okay. You know what? I all I did was scribble on paper. And what happened, Ken, was when I started prospecting, I counted these numbers, those scribbles in the back. And then one day I hit one deal. That was March 2009. I hit one deal and I counted those contacts and it came to be 500 contacts per deal.
Wow.
I said, you know what? Shit, I could duplicate this, can't I?
Absolutely. If you know your numbers.
Let me just go get another 500. I don't care who I talk to, strangers or people that I know. You see their COI, you see their cold call, you see their FISBO, right? I'll just go talk to people. You talk to more people, you have some sort of script and you persist until you win, you are going to get a deal. And same thing with agent attraction. I'm not that good. I spoke to 2,100 agents so far. And I recruited personally 129 agents. That's 1 in 16. I know my numbers. I don't have to be emotional about it. Right? So this is the actual numbers analyzer that I took from my numbers analyzer platform. You see 2016, 878 people that I talked to. And my goal was to take 100 listings because one listing equals one paycheck. If I took 100 listings, I'm going to do 100 deals. So what happened? I didn't take 100 listings. I took 93 listings. I went on 114 listing appointments and I closed and paid 111 deals and 149 deals closed and pending. And that year was the first year I made over $1 million in GCI by myself. And you see every year after that, guys, I never went backwards. Because it's like the 4-minute mile. Once you pass it, you believe in yourself. It's game over, guys. Once you have that belief, you feel unstoppable. You're never going to stop. Right? So that's what happened to me. And all this accumulation of skills, mindset, hard work, it just all came together in 2016. Right? So I hope that inspires you to go out there and take some action, get some accountability, and simply do the hard work, right? And track your numbers. 8 dials to 1 contact, 12 contacts to 1 lead, 5 leads to 1 appointment, 2 appointments to 1 contract, and 2 contracts to 1 transaction, guys. If you're a newer agent, I don't care who you are, you talk to 240 people, guys, you're going to get 1 deal. What happened in 2008, 2009 was I talked to 500 people and I got 1 deal. And guess what? The next deal came pretty fast, right? After that 1 deal. And I went on a string of 33 deals in the last 9 months of 2009. Mind you, the market came back, obviously, right? So I got lucky, but so many people quit during 2008. I didn't quit. And I would get phone calls when people call me, hey, John, I want you to list my home. Oh, why? Why did you call me? Because I don't have any other friends left in the real estate industry. That's happening exactly right now. How many people are quitting the business? Right? So go out there and talk to 240 people in the next week. Guys, you're going to get 1 deal. I don't care who you are. If you want to do 30 deals, it's 30 times 240. That's 7,200 contacts divided by 200 working days out of that year. That's 36 contacts per day. So Ken, 200 working days was actually taking 4 vacations, 4 1-week vacations every quarter and taking all weekends off.
Good for you. How did you manage that? Because you had a team. So how did you, there's a question. How do you transition, or did you transition from being a producing agent that everybody was relying because it's your name on the sign and everybody wanted you? What did you do to transition away from that so that you could take that time off, so that you could hand off, past clients and people that really wanted to work with you? How did that transition happen? How were you able to do it?
Oh, it was one painful loss at a time, one painful interaction at a time. You're going to have to deal with losses and failures along the way. There's no way around it. There's no perfect transition. Every time I made a transition, your systems would break.
Yeah.
Right. So, for example, when I went from completely solo to try to build a team, to try to delegate some of that work to my agents that I recruited on the team, people will be like, well, John, I want you. If you're not showing up, I'm not signing with you. Well, okay. Hey, you're going to have to say no. This is the way I run my business now. Right. And you're going to have to lose some clients. That's okay. But if you want to grow, you have to give it away. So Bonnie came to me in 2016. I had Lily and Gloria as well. And I just delegated all the buyers first. So delegate all the buyers. If you're a highly profitable, highly efficient listing agent, right? And you want to become a full-time listing agent, you got to delegate all the buyers. And a lot of buyers that I delegated to Bonnie, Lily, and Gloria, if it didn't work out, they just worked with somebody else. And I have to be okay with that, right? And then when I started to build out the Align group, it was a John Tsai group before, Ken. And it was like, well, if you're here, where's John Tsai? I want to work with John Tsai. I don't want to work with you, right? So once I changed the name from the John Tsai group to the Align group, everything just, it blew up. Like my team blew up because people wanted to join me in droves, but they didn't want to build my name.
Right. Right.
Does that answer the question?
Yep, for sure.
Okay. So guys, this is 200 working days, 200 prospecting days. Again, it's only 200 days, and you can take weekends off and 1 week vacations every quarter. And then it led to becoming a great leader, which is a perfect segue, because if you want to become a great leader, you got to become a servant leader. I always thought when I was listing at a high level, Ken, that when I was taking 100 listings, I was the man. Every one of your deals, guys, it comes under the John Tsai umbrella. I'm the guy. I am him. And it was all my ego. I want to do 100 deals. I want to make $1 million. I, me. Right? But if you want to become a great leader, you're working for your people. If you want to build a huge organization, guess what? I am the personal assistant of 1,450 agents. And you know, Ken, Glenn Sanford himself, he told me that he's a personal assistant. That's the highest paid personal assistant at EXP is Glenn Sanford. You know, I took that to heart. So if you want to become a great leader, think about serving others. If you're religious, I heard this from Sheila Fergeron that Jesus washed everybody's dirty feet. Right? So how can you go out there and wash more feet? Right? So I hope that makes sense. Becoming a great leader. Leaders eat last, guys. And in 2022, when the market started to turn, when the interest rates literally doubled all my mortgage payments, you know, I had to sell property just to keep the team afloat. I didn't fire anybody. No staff was fired during 2022, 2023, because leaders eat last. I had no money in my account. And Ken, guess what? It went real quick. I had $800,000 in my personal bank account, so a personal real estate corporation account. And in a short few months, I had to get a $150,000 line of credit just to keep afloat my team. Did you guys hear that? From $800,000 to $150,000 negative. Did you guys hear that? Leaders eat last.
And that is the reality of business too. And everybody thinks that it's growth every year and you just keep stacking it and stacking it and stacking it. Life happens. The world happens. Things change. If you're a business owner, you have to be able to pivot and go with the flow. And really, like, I mean, that's a massive amount of money to a lot of people. You know, that's a huge change. But you went through it, you pivoted, you redid a bunch of things, and you're stronger for it.
That's it. Leaders don't get to have a bad day. So whoever is on the call right now, you want to build a huge organization, you want to build a great team, leaders eat last. And this quote hits me every time. If you help enough people get what they want, eventually you'll have everything that you want. But it starts with helping people. Glenn Sanford, his vision was to make thousands of millionaires, and therefore you become a billionaire. He hit his goal. So everything that you want is on the other side of being able to serve a lot of people. So who are you serving today? Who are you helping today? Either it be other agents or clients that you're serving right now. You know, if you have listings right now that aren't selling, guys, the best way you can serve is to ask them to reduce the price. The buyers ask them to make an offer, right? Well, how am I serving you, right? And are you satisfied with my services? How can I serve today? Who can I serve today? How good can I serve today? Right? I'm always thinking about excellent customer service, impeccable customer service. A true leader is who is someone who goes towards the gunfire and inspires their followers to follow with trust and purpose. I got this quote from Dylan Nonaka. He's one of the biggest team leaders, the agency team in Hawaii. He was a Navy SEAL. And guess what? He actually went towards the fire. He was at the very front as a leader, not the boss, directing people to pull the cart. So how can you go out there and go towards the gunfire? Don't shy away from the smoke. Go into the smoke, guys. I want all that smoke. Every single day is a battle. Who do I need to call today? Oh gosh, I need to, talk to that client about a price reduction. I got to call somebody and call an agent that I really don't want to call to see if I can enroll them to look at the opportunity for EXP. Oh God, every day is a freaking battle. Yes or yes.
Total battle every day.
It is a battle. And building an organization, guys, or building a team, or building anything worthwhile in any sort of business is like jumping off the cliff and building the plane on the way down. I'm building the plane as I'm flying it, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. You think I know what I'm doing? No. I just do it and do it and do it and do it and learn along the way, learn from my mistakes, trial and error, get a mentor, get a coach, and keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it until it works. Work it until it works, and it takes what it takes. Leaders create leaders. Leaders don't create followers. So think about that. Go out there and create more leaders. If you want a huge organization, guys, go out there and create other leaders. Right? How do you create other leaders? You attract leaders. But how do you attract leaders? You become a great leader yourself. I was a great follower before I became a great leader. You got to do both because you got to know what they're thinking about. Identify leaders and attract them. You're not going to make non-leaders into leaders. It first starts with the desire. So if you want a huge organization, don't ask people and convince them to try to do agent attraction. They have to want it themselves. If they want it, I can make a leader out of you. If you don't want it, you have no desire. I'm going to meet you where you're at. I hope that makes sense. As leaders, we cannot hold people accountable to the imaginary agreements that we have with them. Hey, how come you're not doing this? Well, wait a minute. Did we have an agreement? No. So don't hold people accountable to the imaginary agreements that we have with them. And that also comes with servicing your clients, guys. They did not agree with you, right, to be nice to you. They did not agree with you to sign a listing at 6% or 7 and 3.5, 7 and 4. They did not agree with you. But every time you get turned down or get rejected, you get offended. Because we have these imaginary agreements with people that they don't have with us. Nobody owes you nothing. Maybe that's bad grammar. Nobody owes you anything. Okay? So guys, if you connected with the first 4 points, you put it all together, all it is persist until you win. It's not if you will succeed. It's a matter of when you will break through. I promise you this because I went through it. You don't have to be good. You don't have to be that skilled. You don't have to be good looking. All you got to do is persist because if you never quit, you'll never fail. This is why I do what I do, guys. So some of you have probably seen my story. My mom just broke her arm and, absolutely heartbreaking for me. And, in 2008, she had an aneurysm and she lived through that. So she's almost 80 years old this year. This picture right here was October 12th, 2013. It was her birthday, October 12th. And my dad was there, right? And, my dad, I take to heart, he's never told me anything like, I love you, son, or like, I'm proud of you, son. And a week later after this picture, he had a quadruple bypass surgery. I didn't even know he had 7 stents in his heart. And he came out of surgery all right. And on the 7th day, he sat me down and he said, the Tsai family is yours. He gave me the reins of the Tsai family. Behind him, there's my brother, and then there's my sister. And I have another brother who's 12 years older than me. I told him, you know what, why me? And you must be kidding. Forget about it, right? And I said, I'll see you later. And 3:30 in the morning, the nurse calls me and she says, you better come to the hospital. So we went and we waited until 5 o'clock in the morning. And the doctor comes out and he said, unfortunately, And my dad was gone. 2013, October 29th. And so my dad actually made it easy for me, guys, that he named me to take over the reins of the Tsai family. The Tsai family legacy is mine now. So he gave me the opportunity. He gave me the responsibility. He gave me the accountability to take on the Tsai family legacy. So if you relate to this, what I just shared, you might be the one for your family. You might be the one to change your family tree. You might be the one to carry on the torch. I'm the youngest out of 4 kids by 10 years. Why me? When you say why me to yourself, try this. Say try me, because life is tough, but you are tougher. But he at least made it simple for me. I can't fail. I can't lay down when somebody knocks me down. I have to keep going. I have my little beautiful family here, my 2 daughters. They're everything to me. My wife is everything to me. What are you doing it for? Who's counting on you? This is me in 2007, 7 days a week, 12, 14-hour days, $48,000 a year and $80,000 in debt. I told that guy, you know what? I'm never going to fucking quit. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Let me just grind this out and see if I can come out on the other side and become a success. When I was 21 years old, 2 fortune tellers told me, you're never going to succeed because your dad is rich. You'll never have to work. Bullshit. My dad never gave me a cent to get me started. I don't know if I'm a successful person with his eyes, but I know I'm successful every single day because I do my job every single day. Success is an action. Success is not who you are. Success is an action every single day, and you have to earn the rent of success every single day. Have I earned my keep today? I ask myself every single day. Did I do what I was supposed to do every single day? If you did, you got nothing to worry about. You are successful today. And tomorrow you get to do it all over again. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But by all means, keep moving. Martin Luther King Jr. So again, this is my little family here. That's when I got my hair transplant in 2020. My wife loves to put in that picture just to troll me. This has been our 16-year anniversary, guys. There was so many ups and downs, and real estate is not friendly to marriages, I tell you. But this is a good ending to my story here. She drew herself, she drew her mom, she drew her baby sister, and she drew me. Guys, I replaced the family dog, and I'm okay with that, right? And today we are best buds. I'm flying right after this to LA to speak for my group there, right? And I'm doing, but get this straight, I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it for them. So who are you doing it for? Guys, if you want to connect with me, follow me on Instagram. Check in with List More, Close More program. We can help you run ads. We can coach you on a weekly basis, 8 training calls a week, and we help you run your ads. All you got to do is pay for the budget. Guys, I hope that was helpful, and I hope that connected with you, that I gave you some inspiration, because I'm here to sell you on you, that you can do it, that you are unstoppable, that you will do whatever it takes in order to succeed. It's been a tough doozy 4 years, guys, and we're almost out on the other side being a success. So that's my time. Thank you, Ken, and we can open up if you like.
Awesome, John. Thank you so much. That was wicked as always. It's great to hear from you. So I've got a couple of questions to get us started. If anybody else, if you've got questions, please throw them to the chat. We would love to answer any of them. So you made that decision to go from a solo agent to a team leader. And now you're recruiting all of these agents. You've got 60 agents on your team. How do you manage a 60 agent team and still do all of the other things you do with your EXP organization, taking roles on like, EXP, the EXP presidency? What does that structure of your team look like with 60 agents on it?
Yeah, so great question, guys. And in 2023, I was named the president of EXP Realty Canada. And he said, Glenn said, John, 60% you're president, 40% you're your own thing. I was a part-time president and a part-time leader, but it was 100 and 100. Yeah. You get me? Like it was 100 and 100. But I was blessed enough to meet Axel Ziba to be able to help me run the team. where I can focus on being president. And when I come back, on the team, I can be able to, with seamless transition, I can lead the team, I can coach the team, but on a day-to-day basis, Axel does that for me.
Got it. So you have an
Right.
operations manager. Is that who Axel would be?
Yeah, he's the COO of the Align group, if you want to call it. But we just call everybody partners because we're all partners.
And that's
Right.
where I was going to go too. So when you structure your team that way, so you've got a COO, my guess is you've got a sales manager, you've got an admin manager, you probably have a marketing manager. Am I correct in that sort of tree of how you're operating your business?
Absolutely. So my wife is the marketing manager. Axel is the COO. He wears multiple hats. The guy is an absolute genius of a person, and I was just so blessed to be able to work with him. Some of y'all are on the call here from the Align group, I think. So yeah.
And so then are all of these people partners in your business? You use the word partner, but are they physical financial partners in your business? Are they salaried employees? Because this is questions that I get a lot from people. Well, how will I be able to afford that? How will I be able to pay that? These are a lot of the questions that I'm getting right now.
Yeah. So in terms of expenses, that's all on me. Yeah. I try to enroll my partners to take on the expenses as well. And you got to think, okay, like not everybody can take it on. It's a big risk, right? And they joined me for a reason. And I started doing rev share instead of expenses.
Right.
I wanted to do profit share, but that didn't work either. So I tried so many different structures to have everybody have a pie, have a piece of the pie, right? But at the end of the day, not everybody wants that smoke. So I pay Axel's salary and commission, and we're helping him build rev share.
Got it.
Right. And then Renee is our team manager, and who does all the Sky Slope stuff, does some of the marketing, does all the deal sheets, and runs the operations showings. We have 78 listings right now. You can imagine. So she runs all that on the back end. My wife is the marketing manager, does all the marketing, does all the events. And then we have 2 VAs.
And what are your VAs responsible for? What are they doing?
Social media posting, only the just listed, just sold, showing calls, coordinating showings on listings, right? For our team calls, newsletter, anything that doesn't require like time sensitive stuff. Yeah. It's going to the VA because they're in the Philippines, right? Got it.
That's awesome. Really good stuff. Okay. And then, so on a day-to-day basis, when you're flying around like this, how often are you meeting with your team? Like, does all 60 agents on your team, do they have a time with you every month? They have a time with you every quarter? How does that work? Because you're a busy guy.
Well, we have one call, team meeting, 10 o'clock every Monday. And out of 60 agents, I would say probably only about 24, 25 show up to those calls. And that's just what it is.
Sure.
Right. And, Tuesday we have a call. Wednesday we have a call. Thursday after this, we have a team meeting at 10:30. Right. And then it's in person. So I'm going to my borrowed office at 10:30 to run the team meeting. And then 11:30, I'm running a call with Tina Call. You might want to jump on that as well. She's absolute legend.
Yeah, she's dynamite.
Right?
She's great.
So that's what we do. And most of our stuff are virtual.
I was just going to ask that. So do you have physical space for everybody to come to?
Every Thursday.
Okay.
I rented WeWork, and I've spent like $4,000 a month, and only one person ever went out of 60 agents. That was crazy. Like, why bother? You know what I mean? And we are cloud-based. So I'm cloud-based.
So, and your agents are okay with that? All 60 agents are good with being in a virtual setting versus meeting you in person?
Yeah.
That's
because guess what? Everybody's busy. Most of our agents are young parents.
Yeah.
So like sitting in an office, it's like, what is that?
Yeah.
You got to do the drop off, pick up, and then you got to prospect in between. And then you're going to Starbucks to meet a client, and you got an inspection, going on listing appointments, buyer appointments. Why would you, if you're a busy realtor, you shouldn't be sitting in the office for the whole day.
If you're in an office, you're not making money. That's what I've always said.
Well, that's it, right?
Yeah. That's good. That's good to hear for a team your size. Anybody else have any questions for John before we let him go? He's got to get on a plane and get to LA. So we do appreciate your time today, John. It's always awesome to chat with you. And I just do really, really appreciate all the stuff you've done for me over the years and let me on your podcast and that kind of stuff, which is awesome.
It's always a
If
pleasure.
anybody has any more questions for John, we'll hammer through those in the next couple of minutes here. We'll just give you a sec to pop those into the chat. Anybody?
Feel free, guys.
All right. How long are you gonna be in LA for?
So I fly there and land at 6 o'clock, speak tomorrow, and then fly back Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least you get a couple of nights.
Yeah. Pure work.
Yeah. All right. Well, it doesn't look like anybody's going to throw any more questions in here for you, John. So we are going to let you go because you do have a flight to catch. Again, appreciate your time today. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And anybody who is not following John on Instagram, you should follow him. His videos are hilarious. So again, how do we reach out to you?
Yeah. 604-603-0277. I can type it in the chat. Just text me anytime. I'm very active on all social platforms, but the biggest one that I use is Instagram. So follow me there. And I have a lot of good info out there, sales info to help you scale your business. So, follow along the journey and hopefully I can inspire you to take more actions. And that's all that there is to it, guys.
Awesome. And if you didn't catch all that, just hit me up and I'll get you in touch with John. John Tsai, everybody. Thanks, John. Appreciate your time. Have a great trip.
Thank you, Ken.
All right.
All the best, guys.
Bye-bye.